Yeah, let's jump into the fight card.
How you feel? You were saying just before that this you feel is a bit of a sleeper card.
I do. There's some really interesting fights on there. Some real cool people. Some real good fighters. The likes of Song Yadong, Chris Gutierrez, people up and comers in their divisions respectively. Anthony Smith. We all like seeing him getting beat up. No, we don't. But
Don't we?
Khalil Roundtree's always fun.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always nice to see Khalil Roundtree beat up his opponents.
It is.
Hopefully that happens.
Well, we'll get into that later, but I think we all know what's going to happen there. Tim Elliott's always fun. He's a dog.
Yeah, he is.
Dog. Park Jun Young. Park Jun Young is good, I think.
Is he?
He is, yeah, middleweight. I've seen him
very highly.
I've seen him fight before. I think
I have too.
Did he fight Alberg last? I think.
Ooh.
I think he fought Carlos Ulberg.
Well, Carlos Ulberg is a light heavyweight,
well,
so that would be tricky. Unless he's come down from light heavyweight.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Wow.
But we've yeah.
So he didn't fight Carlos Ulberg, just to confirm.
Yeah, we could have, maybe. You never know. Might have been unsanctioned.
Yeah, Kashmir outside.
Kashmir.
Yeah. Kashmir outside.
Kashmir.
Kashmir outside.
Kashmir. Carlos Ulberg's from Kashmir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he's not. He is.
Just confirming that Carlos Ulberg is also not from Kashmir.
Well, I don't think he is. He could be.
And he didn't fight Park Sun Yong.
He didn't.
Jun Yong.
He definitely didn't. But again, he might have. What are we talking about? Let's get into Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez. So yeah, first fight, well, final fight of the night is Song Yadong, crazy man, against Chris Gutierrez. Song Yadong, sitting at 26 years old.
He's made a hell of a name for himself in the short time that he's been in this division.
He has. He's very impressive.
I hate doing this because it's just so repetitive, but another bantamweight that is just
another bantamweight that's up there that could, after a couple of wins, push
that is
himself
a really complete fighter. He's really young. He's looked like he's a great prospect for the future.
He is. His last win came against Ricky Simone, which is it's not an easy task for anyone. And he got the TKO in round 5. That was a bit of a war, if I remember correctly. That was a crazy fight. Before that, in 2022, obviously he fought Sandhagen, and the cut stopped that fight. That was a good fight, though. It was pretty close. He damaged Corey with a few big shots.
Did you say a cut stopped that fight?
Yeah. Corey cut him up with elbows, and then basically doctor things.
Yeah.
But yeah, super fucking talented guy. He's fought only really top guys, like top 10 guys. Marlon Moraes, obviously, didn't catch him at his best, but the finish was awesome. That uppercut. You remember? Have you seen that?
I think I have. Yeah.
That was crazy. And then, so yeah, obviously, a bit of an up and down fighter, but he's only 26.
Yeah, that's right. Another one of these guys who, it's nice to see a young guy with an already extensive record, because it shows that they're not afraid to go in there and lose, which is a really important thing. Like, that's what I hate seeing in MMA nowadays, is that you get to the top of your division and you just get so scared of and you start like nitpicking fights, you know what I mean? Over little details of someone's game that you think you can expose, and then you go in there and you beat them, and like, but just go in there and fight someone.
Yeah.
Like, whether you can win or lose, it should be a test.
You want to know if you're better than that guy.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you're fighting the best guys and you lose, then you're not quite there yet. But if you're fighting cans and you're winning every time, it's like, well, how good actually am I? You know?
Yeah.
Corey Sandhagen's one for that. He will chuck himself in any fight.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm not saying there is still a lot of guys out there that will do that. Gilbert Burns is another good one. He sits in the top 5 pretty much constantly.
He does.
And he'll fight up and coming guys. We saw it with Shemaev. Well,
Jack Della Maddalena apparently now.
We called that. And again, it's a perfect example. It's a guy that he doesn't need to fight. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone in terms of beating Jack Della Maddalena, but he's going to do it anyway because he wants to fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a number of guys that will kind of, I don't know if it's the UFC that are more doing it or if it's these guys' managers or whatever, but either way, they're just too they're too hung up on having a 0 in their record or keeping that loss number low. But
it's definitely not as bad as boxing.
No,
but
it's not.
It still can be pretty bad with certain fighters for sure. I think the bantamweight division's pretty good for it.
Yeah.
You have your guys like Song Yadong, Chris Gutierrez, your Corey Sandhagens, your Piotr Jans, your Rabs, who will literally just fight anyone. And it's great. We get to see contender after contender against, top guys.
Any of those guys still undefeated? I mean, Umar is?
No.
Oh, is he not?
Oh, no, yeah, I think Umar is. Sean, obviously.
Has Marab been beaten?
I think he has, yeah. I believe Marab's been beaten at least once.
Did you say Sean's undefeated?
Yeah, Sean's undefeated. Marab's been beaten off once at least by Aljamain Sterling.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
They've never fought, but you're saying beaten off.
Beaten off, yeah. Oh,
So
no,
not
I'm not saying they
beaten in
would
a
never
fight.
fight, but they might
I'm just confirming
do
that.
some dirty stuff. By the way, you're kind of move over this way a little bit. You're a little bit.
All right, mate.
Can't see your beautiful haircut when. Oh no, he's lost 4 times. Oh yeah, that fight was insane. Just looking at Marab's record real quick while we talk about this division. So actually, he had a rocky start to his career. Lost his first, won his second. Ricky Bandejas, he was pretty good for a while. He was in Bellator. He beat James Gallagher, that Conor McGregor clone. Remember that guy?
Yep.
So he's pretty good. But then went on a bit of a run, got into the UFC and lost his first 2.
Damn.
This one was crazy.
Could have very nearly been out of there.
Yeah, right
off the bat.
If he didn't manage to win this one, then for sure. But it just shows he's beatable because people think he's unbeatable, and obviously he's improved, but he is beatable. This fight was
that's the thing.
Mental. Have you seen that Ricky Simone fight?
No, I don't think I have. I'll have to check that out.
You'll have to watch that. It was ridiculous. It was the last second of the fight. Basically, he was in a submission.
Yeah.
I think it was a rear naked choke or a guillotine, and he just didn't tap. But he went out, but the fight ended.
Yeah.
Like he didn't tap or go out. Or didn't get stopped. And then you kind of the fight ends and they pull each other off each other, and then
they pull each other off.
They get off each other, and then they literally Marab's just like what the fuck? He's obviously, you have to watch it. It's insane.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. But what you said just a second ago is it shows that he's beatable.
Yeah.
I think there's more of an argument for a guy sometimes with a completely polished record, with 0 losses, to say that they're even more beatable. Because like we now see, Marab looks unstoppable.
He learned from his losses.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of learning that's taken place, and not wanting to go back to that place of losing
again. Yeah,
and 2 in a row. That kind of be nice.
That really wouldn't be nice, I'm sure.
No,
that would be pretty horrible. But he's went on an insane streak since then. Like you say, constant improvement. Every single fight he looks better. His hands look better. His cardio is through the roof. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But back to Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez. A bit of a banger here as the main event. I really think that this is going to be a fucking firefight.
Yeah.
I think this is going to blow up.
Yep. No, I agree with you. Song Yadong has gone in there time and time again and just had really fun to watch fights.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of throwing himself into the fire, which I guess really shows in the fact that he's got, what is it, a 20-7 at 26.
26, yeah.
So 20 wins, 7 losses, 1 no contest at 26 years of age.
He's got a good team behind him as well. He trains with Uriah Faber and Alpha Male. So a lot of good bantamweights who train.
A lot of experience.
Yeah, a lot of experience. At 26, he's an old 26. He's wise.
Definitely.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not. But
Chris Gutierrez, what do you think about this?
Chris Gutierrez, he's a bit of a relative up and comer for his age. He's been on a hot streak. Let's have a wee look at his.
He's a bit older.
Too. He is. He's 32, but he has.
And he's a little bit lower in the rankings, isn't he?
He is. But he had that crazy flying knee. What was a knee against Frankie Edgar? This fight shouldn't have happened. Edgar was too old. That was his last fight, wasn't it? Yeah. God, I remember that. Highlighted.
Yeah. He just went on a terrible streak of getting absolutely clobbered.
Yeah. Badly over and over again. But Gutierrez, obviously, his last fight was against Jackson.
Wow. I can't even see that from here. You're closer to the screen. I'll use that as an excuse.
I'll let get on Hilly.
A guy with one name.
He's just got one name. Where's this guy from? The Mongolian Knight.
All right, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to give this a go. A Latin galley.
Yeah, I think that was Gailey.
Galley. No, galley. That's galley. Surely galley.
Oh,
Latin galley.
Looks very intense.
Yeah, he does. Where's he from? What's that?
He must be from Mongolia, I guess.
Born in
Exa League.
China.
I'm pretty terrible with.
He's Chinese.
Town. He was born in a town.
In China.
In China.
One of those Chinese towns.
One of those towns that are
one
in
of
China.
Them. Hey?
It's a town in
anyway,
China. It's China.
Chris Gutierrez beat him.
Chris, yeah, his last fight obviously beat him. So this is a big step up in competition for Chris.
Yeah.
Who in the press conference did actually mention that he was petrified.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
He was saying it, he didn't say it like I'm piss scared, like I don't want to do this. He was like, it's good. Like I'm scared.
That's
and
nice.
I want it. It motivates me. This guy is a tough challenge, you know. Tough to beat off.
Well, he's not wrong. Because yeah, I agree with you. It's a very big step up in competition.
It
Beating Frankie Edgar is, you know, it's
an old.
It's Frankie, a good yeah. No. Hear me out. It's a good way to propel yourself forward in your career because you're fighting a big name and people now know who you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, it's crusty old man.
Frankie's not the same Frankie he was when he, you know.
It's not the same guy who built that name.
It's not the same guy. His chin went obviously later in his career. He just wasn't as quick. He couldn't take people down like he used to.
And he just couldn't take a hit.
Yeah, and it's a shame. But like you say, propels people. It propelled Corey Sandhagen when he got that KO. It propelled Chito Vera when he got that KO. And it's propelled Gutierrez into a shot against well, he obviously had one fight in between, but that was the one where we all kind of stood up and were like, okay, right, okay, all good.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop, Frankie.
Just, yeah. So, yeah, Chris has been on a good run. We'll check his show dog and we'll see El Guapo. That's a cool name. So obviously he lost to Pedro Munoz in between the Frankie fight and the him fight. So yeah, what? Pedro Munoz is a tough fight though. I can't remember that.
Holiday. Holloway versus Allen.
Here he goes with his mispronunciation. Eh? No, I'm dead. Sorry, but yeah, up and down. But yeah, it's a big step up in competition for Gutierrez. Whether he can hang with a young gun with the power and the striking and the all-roundedness like Song Yadong, well, it's yet to be seen, but that's why we're going to be tuning in tomorrow.
Yeah, most definitely. I would say I fancy Song Yadong in this one.
Yeah, same.
I would like, if I had have seen Chris against another kind of, maybe a stepping stone in terms of an opponent before this, then there might be a little bit more in terms of
Song has just got the better repertoire of experience. Right. And that's...
I'm not saying that Gutierrez couldn't go out there and stun the world and kind of show us all that he is meant to be fighting these kind of guys, but we haven't seen that from him so far.
We haven't. And, you know, we'll see what happens, basically.
We will. And we'll let you guys know about it.
You're spot on the money with that take.
On Tuesday.
I'm going to say, I think Song's going to finish this fight. I think Song's going to finish this fight by not first round KO. I think he's going to get a KO in the second or the third.
Okay.
What do you think? Maybe later. Probably third or fourth.
Yeah, I think that he's quite, but he'll just take his time, look for some angles, and just.
He's a very technical striker.
Yeah,
he's not going to wing at you, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not going to go. Well, like he's not going to shy away from the fight. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some tactical stuff going on in there in terms of finding those shots that will
building something,
put the lights out.